Welcome to A Coleman Conversation. I have the pleasure of speaking with Diane Heyden, the Senior Vice President and Director of SBA Lending. Diane, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you and I have known each other for a couple of years.
Yes, just a few.
When I started the SBA, I started my SBA career back in Orange County. Diane was, and her husband, I worked with them. So it's been, it's nice to reconnect, and it's nice to talk to a fellow person in the OCs. So first of all, tell me about West Coast Community. It used to be Santa Cruz Bank. Tell me about your community bank up there.
We're a community bank. It's a $2.7 billion bank. We serve a very diverse 4-county region in California. We have 10 branches, and we recently changed our name from Santa Cruz County Bank to West Coast Community Bank to better reflect the community that we serve. So,
well, I take exception with your characterization of 4 diverse counties. I'm going to call them 4 beautiful counties because you are in the one of the nicest spots of California. Weather is great. Tell me about the economy. How's the economy up there? And for those of you who don't know, Santa Cruz is about an hour south of San Francisco, and very diverse manufacturing, a lot of agriculture. Tell me about your economy.
Tech.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's just burgeoning. I mean, it's really growing. Santa Cruz in particular, we do a lot of small business lending in Santa Cruz. It's tourist driven as well. So there's a lot of tourism. So it's just, and weather wise, it couldn't be more, agreeable. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's great. Tell us, as the director of lending, you're a top 500 lender, around middle of the pack in the top 500. Tell me your geographic footprint, first of all.
Okay, so geographic footprint, as I said, the four counties in California, Santa Cruz, San Luis Obispo, Monterey, up the coast. We will loan, we've loaned in LA County. We do go outside our footprint from time to time. What else did you want to know?
No, that's what I want to know. I want to talk about being a community bank. One of the reasons we're having the conversation is you are running for the NAGGL board. I'm a very strong believer of Main Street access to capital. Tell me about being a community banker. You've been with large banks and smaller banks. Tell me about what is special about working for a community bank and being an SBA lender.
What I've found and what I've come to love about community banks and the SBA in particular is that we're grounded in community service and collaboration, and the ability to put out capital to our local community is hugely rewarding. And so it's just my passion now. As I've worked in community banks the bulk of my career, and the way it just fulfills me so much because you see the product of what you produce and what you contribute. It's visible, and you're shaping communities and lives and helping small businesses. So it's just something that I've come to love.
Good for you. Good for you. Do you have a special, in terms of your credit box, a special niche that you like to do lending?
Well, what we've been doing is, the small loans to restaurant entrepreneurs, health clubs, all the kind of local businesses you'd expect to find in those types of communities. We'll evaluate and loan to, determine creditworthiness, and then make SBA loans. We don't do hospitality lending, but in terms of other types of businesses, there's not another type of industry that we would shy away from necessarily.
How will the proposed $10 million SBA increase in the loan limits for 7A and 504 impact your program?
I thought about that, and I don't think there will be a tremendous impact because we don't see that large loan size, and specifically manufacturing. If it comes to that, and if it ends up to be specific to manufacturing, that's just not something that we see on a regular basis. We just don't get those large loan requests. So, I mean, it might come up, but it's just going to be an anomaly. It's not going to be something that we traffic in,
Talk to me about the California economy in the Santa Cruz area, specifically tourism. What's happening with tourism up there?
Tourism actually has grown. We've seen an increase, a spike in tourism, which is great for the local economy. And I think it's going to continue. I really do. I think the people want to get out and they want to go on trips and they want to travel, but there's a lot of emphasis on local travel. And so I think that our communities in that area serve the local tourism.
You are running for the NAGGL board. Tell me what your years, I say that affectionately because I'm with you, of experience and being a community banker will bring to the table.
Okay, well, so I've served 30 years in financial services, and I have a deep-rooted commitment to SBA lending. My leadership's grounded in community service and collaboration. I've served on nonprofit boards, chaired civic initiatives, and I'm very proud to have chaired NAGGL's Small Bank West Committee for 5 years. So I do have a unique perspective, and I feel like I have a lot to bring to help shape policy. And NAGGL plays a critical role in shaping policy by serving as a bridge between the lenders and the policymakers. So,
no, absolutely, and good for you for throwing your hat in the ring. I think everyone should have that experience, and good for you. Let's talk policy. Diane, I'm going to appoint you as the SBA administrator for a day, and you get to make whatever changes you want. Go for it.
Okay. Well, I have 3 priorities: streamlining the SBA process through technology to reduce turnaround times and improve the borrower experience, or the customer experience, I should say. Expand access by modernizing eligibility criteria to serve the underserved communities and emerging industries. And then strengthen lender support by enhancing training and communication channels between SBA and the lending institutions.
Excellent answer. I want to focus on a couple. I really want to focus on the borrower, the customer experience. That is so critical. And this is, you're making loans all the time. Everyone is listening to this. That's what they do. But the borrowers, that's something they do very rarely, and they simply don't have the sophistication or the knowledge to be able to jump through the hoops. What can we do, when I say we, Congress, SBA, and the banking community, to make that better for the borrower to get money faster into their hands?
I think the biggest thing is modernization, because, SBA as a government agency is very slow to react, as you would imagine. And so I think they're working on it. We're getting better, but we just don't have the tools that we could in terms of AI and automation to serve the customer and make the experience more streamlined and user friendly. And you're right, it is foreign to the user and sometimes scary. And we don't want it to be like that. We don't want it to be off-putting. So I think there's a lot that can be done. Much has changed and improvements have been made, but there's still a lot that can be done to automate and streamline the process.
I agree with you. There's always room for improvement. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
You mentioned underserved markets. what markets do you think in 2025, what markets would you like SBA to address and say, hey, that's something we can do some good for those entrepreneurs?
Well, what I would say is women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, veterans. We can do a lot better job in those areas. Special programs and incentives for those markets so that we make it easier and more accessible for those markets
good for
access
you.
capital.
I live in California, so I'm obviously a California. I will defend California and defend us primarily, as we mentioned, the weather. What state programs does California offer that the bank participates with?
State programs in terms of like the state guaranteed program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me. I guess what I want. There's a huge. One of the problems I have, and I'm not here to pick on the California state program, but it is nowhere near where it should be as robust it should be. As SBA national lenders, that unique product is great for everyone involved in terms of the borrower, the lender, as well as the secondary market investor who drive a lot of the capital into this program. Compare that. Do you even participate in the state program?
We do our fair share of participating in that program, but I agree with you. It's not as transparent as you would like it to be, and it's not nearly as streamlined or automated. And it also is not. I don't find that it's as seamless and just clunky. It's just a clunky program.
That's a great description. Yeah, and I don't mean to get you off on that tangent, but it's sad, and to bring the conversation back is the people that came before us who devised this program and where it is today, where we're getting record levels of amount of capital out to Main Street, have done an excellent job, and the current leadership has a great base to take and make it better.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And we could do better with the disaster recovery and tech support, tech sector,
Well, Diane, it's great to reconnect with you. I wish you the best of luck on your election.
Thank you.
I think you would be a great advocate for small business, community banks, and the small loan program. Diane Heyden, Senior Vice President, Director of SBA Lending, West Coast Community Bank. Diane, thank you for joining A Coleman Conversation.
Thank you, Bob. My pleasure. Have a great day.